Good morning. Today is Friday the 18th, and we're going to start with a daily reflection on the New Testament. As thou hast sent me into the world, even so have I also sent them into the world. And for their sakes I sanctify myself, that they also might be sanctified through the truth. John chapter 17, verses 18 through 19. Many a mother and father have been kept from sin by thinking of their beloved children. Into their minds comes the sobering thought, my children look up to me, I cannot let them down. So often we choose the right because there are others who look to us as an example. That is, we do what is right and remain in the line of our duty because doing so provides a blessing to others. Leaders in the church at every level know that their ability to direct and inspire those under their charge is inextricably tied to their own faithfulness and earnest efforts to remain aloof from the taints of this world. Like Jesus, we sanctify ourselves, meaning we yield our hearts to God and seek to have an eye single to His glory, so that the Lord can work His wonders through us. Okay. Today is Romans chapters 12 and 13. They're relatively short, which is nice. And they're pretty clear, pretty easy to understand. Paul counsels the saints to present their bodies as a living sacrifice to use their own grace-giving gifts and to live as saints should live. Basically, he's kind of doing a rundown on the Sermon on the Mount. It's kind of what it feels like. Let's see, where does it say? Rejoice with them that do rejoice, and weep with them that weep. Be of the same mind one towards another, mind not high things, but condescend to men of low estate. Be not wise in your own conceits. A very clear direction is being given here. And then in 13, Paul counsels, be subject unto God's ministers, keep the commandments, love one another, righteousness leads to salvation. Again, a very clear message here in 13. Render therefore to all their dues, tribute to whom tribute is due, custom to whom custom, fear to whom fear, honor to whom honor. Owe no man anything but to love one another, for he that loveth another hath fulfilled the law. So I think these are the two clearest chapters of Romans that I've read. The verse that I picked for my personal statement is 12:1. That says, I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God, which is your responsible service. And my statement is, I will strive to present myself a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God. Yeah. I only picked one for the two chapters. But let's get into the verse by verse. Romans 12 through 15 are the Sermon on the Mount of the epistles. Included in the beautiful counsel of these chapters are at least 50 commandments. Obeying the commandments, especially loving and serving others, helps to make one's calling and election, that is, one's eternal membership or citizenship in the kingdom of God, sure or guaranteed. Note the significant and numerous parallels in these chapters to principles found in scriptures of the restoration. Okay, we're going to run down these. Verse 2, in other words, be in the world but not of the world. Verse 3, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think. See Galatians 6:3. Verse 9, love without dissimulation, is love without hypocrisy, it is love unfeigned. Verse 12, patience in tribulation was a principle the Lord often taught through the prophet Joseph Smith. Verse 14, compare Matthew 5:44. Verse 15, compare Mosiah chapter 18, verses 8 through 9, and Doctrine and Covenants, section 42, verse 45. Verse 16, do not be full of pride and haughtiness, but associate with all types of people from all walks of life. 17, Jesus, being reviled not again. Verse 18, live peaceably with all men. Mosiah clearly explains how to accomplish this feat in chapter 4, verses 9 through 13. And verse 21, overcome evil with good is what Jesus also taught on the Sermon on the Mount. The old law allowed an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. And then 13 is very, very short. For 13 verse 1, note the Joseph Smith translation change. Well, let's do that then. Okay. Romans 13. Romans 13:1. It's not in the back here. Hold up. Where am I? To dig out my quad. Okay, Joseph Smith translation, not history. All right, where are we at? Hebrews. Romans. Get out of there. 13:1. Okay, let's see here. Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of God. The powers that be are ordained of God. Okay, and then where? There is no Joseph Smith translation for verse 1. Oh. Okay, here we go. I found it. It was tiny. Joseph Smith translation 13:1, in the church but of God. What is that? That's D. Where does it go? Oh. Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power in the church but of God. Okay, that's the note. I don't know. Didn't seem very important to me. I don't know. Okay, verse 9, the golden rule. Compare Galatians 5:14. Verse 11, here is an appropriate motto for one's bedroom wall. Now it is high time to awake out of sleep. Hold up. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. I feel like they were trying to make a joke. I don't necessarily appreciate jokes about the gospel. Like, not making fun, but like trying to turn a gospel study into a witty thing or something. I don't really like that. I don't think there's a place for humor, and I think a gospel discussion is, I don't know. It felt like they were trying to make a joke here, and I didn't like the joke. I don't know. Okay. We can be done with this now. I was trying to get us a little more meat, a little more, because it was so small for the verse by verse. Considering that we had 2 chapters to go over, there was very little meat there, but it is what it is. And it's Friday. It's Friday, peeps. It's Friday. Who can feel it? I can feel it. Okay. I will leave you now with a prayer from a diary of prayer. Yesterday's was just top tier, and I don't know if anything can live up to it. It was just perfect. That's the kind of humor I enjoy. That one, I didn't enjoy that. All right. It is August 18th, and this is a Jewish prayer. O God, take us not hence in the midst of our days. Let us complete in peace the number of our years. Verily we know that our life is frail, that our days are as an handbreadth. Therefore help us, O God of our salvation, to live before thee in truth and uprightness during the years of our pilgrimage. And when it will please thee to take us from the earth, be thou with us, and may our souls be bound up in the bond of life with the souls of our parents and of the righteous who stand before thee in heaven. Yeah, it doesn't live up to yesterday's prayer, but will anything ever? I don't know. All right. That's enough for today. I gotta go to work. All right. That was Romans chapter 12 and 13, and tomorrow we do 14 and 15. We will see you then. Have a great day. See you later.